Coming Out of Poverty by BShull. Steve Shull is my dad. He was born on February 16, 1964. He is the baby in the family and has one older sister. He is my hero and a big inspiration in my life. He is the most hardworking man I've ever met, but he always makes sure he has time for his family. My sister and I are his life, and he displays that every day. He has overcome a lot in his life and always reminds my sister and I that you do not have to be a victim of your past. You make your life what you want it to be. You're definitely going to be thrown some curveballs, and it may be difficult, and you'll probably have to work hard, but you are able to get through it with faith and determination. He has always been a great role model, and I hope one day to be as successful as him, not just financially, but with family, faith, and in life in general. My dad grew up in Lexington, South Carolina, with his mother, father, and older sister, Debbie. As he states it, Lexington was a lot different than it is now. It wasn't nearly as built up, and there wasn't much to do around town. He spent most of his time at his grandparents' house helping out his grandfather. He looked up to him and spent most of his time with him. He was next closest to his mother and sister. He didn't have much of a relationship with his father. His memories of him aren't too fond. He remembers his father coming home drunk, struggling with alcohol, and a lot of domestic violence within the family. When Steve was in high school, his parents divorced, and he lived with his mother and sister. They were never wealthy, and when his parents separated, times got a lot harder. He and his sister got jobs to help their mother out, and this forced him to grow up a little faster than anticipated. But he states that he wouldn't have it any other way, and that he doesn't feel as though it hindered his education. My dad was able to attend preschool. He went to the Little Red Schoolhouse. It was primarily a white school. He also attended Lexington Elementary School, a public school that was also predominantly white. He attended this school from kindergarten through 5th grade. Steve went to Lexington Middle School, a public and predominantly white school. He attended this school from 6th through 8th grade. It was here that he really got involved in sports. He played basketball and Little League football. Sports really taught him the discipline and hard work that he needed to succeed for the rest of his life. My dad attended Lexington High School and was the first class to go all the way through the school. Again, Lexington High School, like the other schools, was a predominantly white school. He attended from 9th grade to 12th grade. In high school, he played more basketball than he did football. He states that basketball definitely taught him how to work as a team and work well with others. The school was a lot smaller than it is now, and he said his graduating class had about 400 students. After graduating high school, Steve began working full-time at Cooper Power Tools. He worked 12-hour shifts and 60-hour weeks. It wasn't what he wanted to do, but he was unable to afford college, so he did what he had to get on his feet. After earning enough money, he bought himself a small trailer and moved out of his home. In 1989, Steve married Pam Martin Shull. He had met her through his sister, and they built a cozy ranch home together. They had 2 beautiful children together, Brittany Nicole on September 6, 1994, and 3 years later, Megan Brooke on November 4, 1997. He states his family was his world, and he would do anything he could to make them happy. Steve was also pretty close to his uncle, Alan Sheely. He was a real estate agent, and a very successful one at that. Steve talked to him about real estate and asked him how to become licensed. His uncle somewhat tried to discourage him from becoming a real estate agent. He told Steve that he didn't have what it took and that it was a hard business to do. Steve didn't let that stop him, and he went out and took some classes and got his real estate license. Now he doesn't have much to do with his uncle because he tried to discourage him and didn't believe in him, but he states that it was probably him who influenced him to get into real estate, partly because he saw how much he loved it and how successful he was. Some of the many issues that my dad faced while growing up was living in poverty, living in a home filled with domestic violence and alcoholism, and then later living in a single-parent home. He believes that these issues didn't hinder his schooling, but I believe that it could have. He's still successful, and that is partly because of his hard work and determination, but these issues definitely made it more of a struggle to be successful. Other social issues that took place within the school was the idea of gender roles. Back then, it wasn't typical for guys to attend college. It was seen as a female thing to do. Guys were to graduate, start work, and provide for a family. Again, my dad doesn't believe that this hindered his education or his career, because like I said, he is still very successful. Though if life back then was like it is now, he may have went to college, furthered his education, and have a different career today. Like mentioned before, my dad has become a successful real estate agent. He works very hard and always goes the extra mile. He states that he loves his job and wouldn't dream of doing anything else. He is a great people person and loves to talk and meet new people. He has won many awards, including the Torrey Homes selling the most Cornerstone Series homes in 2001, Torrey Homes World's Greatest Realtor, and being inducted into the Circle of Excellence many years. My dad states that the American dream to him isn't necessarily being financially successful, but being happy. Having a family, being happy in your job, being strong in your relationship with God, and living a good life is success to him. He states he doesn't really think that school contributed to his version of the American dream. He believes it was his mother and father who taught him good morals and emphasized the things that were most important in life.